For the latest on the debt talks, let's bring in Bloomberg congressional reporter Erik Wasson from Capitol Hill. He is there right now. So, Erik, what are the main issues that Republicans and Democrats aren't able to agree on?
I just talked to House Financial Services Chairman Patrick McHenry as he was leaving to go to the White House, and he said the two main issues are spending caps and work requirements. He said there's been no movement in the talks for days, and they need to see a counteroffer from Biden on those two issues. Republicans want to see, additional expanded work requirements on Medicaid, food stamps, and welfare. And they also want to see a spending cap for the coming fiscal year that starts on September 30th with lower spending than we see in the current year. And the White House is not budging on those two. They say if they just give them something on that, the talks could resolve themselves.
So are people talking about what happens if we actually do hit the X date without an agreement? Is there any way, Erik, for example, to pay interest and principal on debt coming due before we pay other things like, government employee salaries?
Well, this idea of debt prioritization has been out there. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says not possible given the federal payment systems to do that. There's some speculation that in a pinch, the Treasury would do that. And certainly there are some Republicans, especially more conservative Republicans, who don't believe the June 1st X date, don't believe the Treasury can't prioritize, and they're out there saying, hold out for the best possible deal. This is not a real deadline. But the Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, and his negotiators say they do respect the June 1st deadline, and that puts them very close to voting very much on the eve of this. We're expecting that they could go down to releasing a bill on Sunday, popping it in the House for a vote on Wednesday, and then just really jamming the Senate. The Senate has been so sidelined on this. In 15 years up here, this is the least active Senate I've seen in a big crisis. They would probably just have to eat whatever the House does at that point.